My dear aspirants, I am Justin George from Gallant IAS Academy. In this session, we will very quickly sum up the world history modules events one by one. So, this is a summary series of world history, starting with this colonization. Colonization, right from this 15th century onwards, 15, 16, 17, 18 centuries. Colonization, why colonization? Driven by imperialism. In Asia, Africa, Latin America, the industrialized European powers, they colonized, they conquered colonies for resources, for markets, for political domination. So colonies become supplier of raw materials, buyers of the finished products, and colonies they imposed their political or their cultural religious dominance. See, mercantilism, exploitation, raw materials are extracted, industries are suppressed. Okay, so mostly initially it was driven by the mercantile interest. Yes, the mother country imposed trade bans on that colony, where the colony acted as supplier of raw materials, buyers of finished products. Cultural imposition, the language, education. In context of India, see, education, Macaulay's minute, where English is imposed over Indian languages, Indian means of Indian methods of learning. So see, there is Western education in English medium. So language, education, Christianity, or Western values are enforced wherever they colonized, where these their own language or culture or education values being imposed. Political control, direct rule, indirect control. It is, wherever they had colonies, check the history of Asia, Africa, or Latin America. Resistance and revolts. We can see in Indian context, there are lots of uprisings. There are lots of violent uprisings against this colonial rule. 1857 revolt, peasant uprisings, Zulu wars, Boxer rebellions, examples, impact, underdevelopment, racial hierarchies, border disputes, etc. Okay. Now, this is almost common to all colonization or all places where these British, French, Russian, Germany colonizations happened. Decolonization, it happened after this World War II, especially with the rise of United Nations organization. See, World War weakened these colonial powers. Britain, France, economically drained, they're economically exhausted, they lost their global control. Then see, rise of nationalism. There are lots of leaders, nationalist leaders. Yes, through violent, non-violent means of agitations, they started demanding for self-rule. Then there is UN Council. See, UN Council, there is a separate cell in the UN organization for liberation of these nations, colonies. And UN Charter, they promoted self-determination. Then there is support by USA, USSR. If these countries in Asia, Africa are liberated, then only they can have direct commercial ties or diplomatic ties or defense ties with these countries. Okay, so USSA, USSR, they pressurized this decolonization process. Then see, peaceful and violent exist. There are many cases where these colonial powers peacefully existed, many cases where they violently existed. Then see, existed. Then partition and instability. Yes, after decolonization, many countries witnessed this partition. Africa's ethnic tensions due to colonial borders, arbitrary borders, new nations emerged, non-aligned movement formed, many remained economically dependent. Okay, so decolonization wherever happened, results were almost the same. Great Economic Depression, 1929-39. See, this is because of immediate reason is crash of US stock market. Yes, that triggered global economic collapse because most of the world economy is dependent on these US banks or US currency or US economy. Then see, result was unemployment soared, agrarian distress, dust bowl in USA, price fell worldwide, affecting colonies. Rise of extremism, there is a chance for rise of Hitler, Mussolini. See, the contest is like failure of capitalism. Keynesian economies, government controlled or government interfered economies promoted. One side, the Soviet Union successfully completed these 5-year plans. The socialist blocs completed 5-year plans. Capitalist blocs, suffered from economic depression. So there is a urge for Keynesian economics, or government intervention in economic activities, economies that was popularized. Then it was prelude to this World War II. Economic difficulties fueled nationalism, militarism, expansionism, eventually leading to World War II. Then rise of USSR. Rise of USSR, yeah, Bolshevik revolution. Lenin overthrew Tsarist regime, installed a communist state. Then there is civil war. There is civil war won by these words. USSR formed a single party rule under communism. Then comes Stalin. Yes, collectivization introduced in agriculture. 5-year plans introduced. Industrialization, industrial boom happened. Global influence spread. Committed supported communist revolutions worldwide. Then World War Second victory. USSR defeats Nazis on Eastern Front, emerges as superpower, start of Cold War, division of Europe. So gradually, once this communist government was established, 5-year plans implemented, industrialization happened. Gradually, you can see that this Soviet Union it established into a superpower, USSR superpower. Even it defeated Germans, these Nazis on Eastern Front, and yeah, finally Cold War, which this is an ideological war between capitalism and this communism. Division of Europe, Iron Curtain. There is bloc, there is division, there is capitalist bloc, there is this what is called a socialist bloc. Okay, that set the stage for global rivalry. Then fall of USSR, economic stagnation, central planning failed, shortages, inefficiencies, corruptions. Afghan war, Afghan invasion, that was a blunder, leading to economic drain. Militarily, economically, it weakened the USSR. Then Gorbachev's reforms, glasnost, which is transparency, accountability in government, and perestroika, which is restructuring the economies. Those plans failed. Nationalist uprisings, Baltic states, Ukraine, many states within USSR demanded for this independence. Then coup attempt was a failure. Then see USSR dissolved and 15 new republics formed. Okay, so USSR failure, fall of USSR. Then Cold War. Cold War is USA versus USSR. It is an ideological clash, capitalism versus communism. Then see proxy wars, not direct wars. You see Korea, Vietnam, Afghan. Yeah, the real war fought indirectly. USA, USSR indirectly fought. They sided with the patrons, or maybe sorry, they sided with the satellite countries. Okay, they acted as patrons. So proxy wars are the arm race space, because in Vietnamese war, Korean war, Afghani wars, you can see that the real powers acted as patrons to the satellite countries. Okay, arms race and space race, massive buildup for of nodes and moon landing competition. Alliances formed both sides, USA and other USSR. Alliance formed NATO versus Warsaw, NATO Pact to Warsaw Pact. Non-alignment movement led by Nehru. Yeah, on the other side there is a non-alignment movement which remained neutral. Ended with the USSR collapse. USA became sole superpower and world moved toward a unipolar world, bipolar world to unipolar world. This is the way we continue this summary series, and the intention is very simple. In just a quick 6 points, you try to summarize the core events of the world history. Stay tuned if you wish to continue this series. Yeah, just comment in the comment box. All the best. Thank you. Thank you.
Gallant IAS, chasing your passion to ace.